How's it going, everybody? My name is B, and welcome back to your altcoins. Today, we have to talk, oh my god, we are $400 billion down from our all-time high in the market cap in just over a week. We are at a market cap of 430 billion. 430 billion. We were at a market cap of 830 billion. We are now at 430 billion. So B, you're wondering to yourself, what more can you add to the conversation? You made a video at 200 billion down. You made a video at 300 billion down. What more can you add to the conversation at 400 billion down? Are you going to tell us to be calm again? Are you going to tell us to wait again? Are you going to tell us to hold again? Yes, but with more information, because that's how I roll. I like to keep it steady here. So what I want to talk about is how this is probably one of the best times you're ever going to get to buy Bitcoin, to buy Ethereum, to buy all the coins you wanted to get. And I'm going to show you some very, very basic market analytics. Very basic, super basic. I am not a professional. I am not professionally trained, but I can show you some charts and I can help you come to your own conclusions on, hey, is this a great time to buy into this stuff? Let's take a look. So we have a market cap of 430 billion. Bitcoin is at $9.6 thousand. It's probably going to drop close to $8,000. I'll show you. It may not, but it probably will drop close to $8,000. And dear God, I wish I had my fiat. I'd buy that in a second. Ethereum's at $800. Litecoin's down to $147. It's probably going to drop further. So is Ethereum. It's going to drop further. Things are going to continue to drop, but this is good. And watch this. Let's go to TradingView. I love TradingView. And let's take a look at Bitcoin. Here is the historical chart on Bitcoin with some Bollinger Bands involved, with some MACD involved, and with some RSI involved, RSI being Relative Strength Index. So we're going to take a look at the history of Bitcoin and what that has shown us. Bitcoin has been very level and then spiked and is now dropping. Now, this chart down here is a Relative Strength Index and tells you and gives you an average idea, a very general idea, whether something is underpriced or overpriced, whether something is undersold or oversold, whether the strength of the price is beneath or above the normal or the average for the time. And as you can see, Bitcoin since 2015 has been down here once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5, 6, 7, 8, we'll maybe even give it a 9 out of 10 in the whole 3 years it's been here. 1, 2, 3, we'll count this one. We'll count this one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10. Maybe 10, we'll count that one. Down close at 30. Maybe 10 times in the history of Bitcoin has it been that low on the Relative Strength Index. We're in one of those moments right now. Let's take a look at the prices during those lows of the Relative Strength Index. Let's go to recent history. Relative recent history. We're talking August, we're talking September, and we're talking now. So in August, let's line up the lines. You can follow the vertical dotted lines. In August, it was that low on the Relative Strength Index chart. And as you can see, according to this chart, it was down. I'm going to zoom in and we're going to scroll over to August. Here we go. Now we're in the summer of this past summer. Boom. Right around here, the price dropped. As you can see on the RSI, it was down below the purple at 30%. Right here. From that 30, it steadily climbed up and steadily climbed up and steadily climbed up. What's the gains on this? This is at the 1.8 and it went up to the 5. 2x gains, 3x gains. Let's look at another example in history. Because again, history is the best way to judge the future. It's impossible to judge the future, but history is a good way to think about it. Here's another example. Boom. Right here. This is between September and October, September 14th, 2017. Really low in the RSI. Price tanked from 4.8 down to 3. What happens after that? All the way up to 5, all the way up to 7. Let's look again. Let's go a little further to right now. Right here, we're way above the RSI, way above it. When things are up here for a long time, they correct downwards. And it has correct all the way down to the bottom of the RSI again. And at the top of the RSI, it was at a peak of that 20,000 right here. Right here, 20,000. Drop down to here, 9,300. Right near the bottom of the RSI. Is this a great time, judging by history, to get back into Bitcoin? Probably. Probably. Is that guaranteed? Hell no. Never a guarantee. But every time it's come down here, Every time it's come down here, every time, it goes up afterwards, according to history. Down here again, as you can see, right here, it's down in the RSI, and then it climbs up the RSI. Right here again, down in the RSI, starts to go up in the RSI. History is the best way to predict the future. Am I telling you right this second to buy Bitcoin? No, because I feel it's going to drop a little bit further. I feel. That's just my gut instinct. If we look at previous support levels, I guess you can call the previous support level right here amongst these days. See these days here? From the 16th of November to about the 25th of November. Right there at the $8,000 range is the next level of support. You also have a little bit more support here at the $7,000 range. So that $7,000 to $8,000 range, pretty strong level of support here. A lot of people got in on around here and don't want to sell around here. A lot of support here. So you might see Bitcoin drop to that $8,000 range. Would I buy it at that point? Oh, hell yes. Would I, personally. I'm only speaking for me. I'm not telling you to. I'm speaking for me. I would buy in right around there. Very, very exciting. Two other things in terms of analytics. The Bollinger Bands tell you trade activity. The wider the Bollinger Bands, those are those green lines. The wider the Bollinger Bands, the more trade activity is going on. And the tighter the Bollinger Bands, the less trade activity is going on. You can see the price doesn't really go out of the Bollinger Bands that often. And when it does, it usually corrects back down into the Bollinger Bands. The price likes to stay inside the Bollinger Bands. And anytime it comes up and out of it a little bit, it comes back down. And goes out of it and comes back down. And it goes down and it comes back up. It stays in the Bollinger Bands. That's what they're there for. They're kind of they're a loose boundary to the price because it's based off of trade activity and trade validity. So as you can see, comes out of the Bollinger Bands, comes back in, and then goes down out of the Bollinger Bands. Look at that. We're dropping way out of them. That means it's probably going to come back up again. Again, probably. I can't give you guarantees. This is very loose, very general, very normal, easy to understand market analysis. Nothing in depth. We're not going into Elliott wave theory. We're not going into Fibonacci stuff at all. This is all very basic stuff. Also, I highly doubt we're going to see Bitcoin get down to this mark right here. This is the 200-day rolling average right here. This red line is a 200-day. We've already dropped beneath the 100-day rolling average. So again, the chart's at a day. I don't think we're going to get below that 200-day rolling average. I don't think in the history of Bitcoin has it really ever been below the 200-day rolling average. Look, it came close here, didn't get below the 200-day. Came close here, didn't get below the 200-day. Didn't finish below the 200-day. I don't think it's ever finished below the 200-day. It dipped below it, it teased below it, but at the end of the day, it finished above the 200-day average. All throughout the history of Bitcoin, it has never, really, really early it has. When's this? What year is this? Oh, this is like 2015. This is when it first started. Not enough data, right? Not enough data here. This is when it first started. The 200 rolling day started right here. So in 2015, when there wasn't enough data, it did get below the 200-day. But since 2015, it has not dropped below the 200-day average. So don't expect it to get this low. Maybe don't expect it. Hey, remember how I mentioned, here are the previous support levels? Those previous support levels are right at the 200-day rolling average. For those of you who don't understand, the 200-day rolling average is all of the closing prices. So the bottom or tops of your wicks, the bottom of your reds, tops of your greens, all of the prices of that day, added up together and then divided by 200, divided by the 200 days. It's the average of the price over 200 days. So that's Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Whoa, Ethereum. Look at the Bollinger Bands explode here during Ethereum's explosion, just pushing out of the Bollinger Bands every time. We saw this with Tron. Look how high up it was in the RSI index. It's coming down pretty hard in the RSI index. It is crushing below the 50-day rolling average and is approaching the 100-day rolling average. Previous support levels right here. See this? All these bars right here, that's the support level of $730-ish. 730, 740, 720. If it hits this, it should find resistance here. If it drops below this, it will find resistance at the $450 range. So right here might be a good time to buy in, especially if you just watch it, keep an eye at it in that 720, 740 range. Keep an eye on it. If it drops, make sure you put a stop limit below that. And if it drops below that, it's going to go all the way down to the 450 range, which will bring it to its 200-day average right here at 484, 485. As you can see, it's dropping in the RSI index. Maybe this can drop further. We'll have to wait and see. Litecoin, how are you doing in Litecoin? Litecoin is busted past the 100-day rolling average, approaching the 200-day rolling average. Resistance, there's a bit of resistance right here. A little bit of resistance right here. This is the 1 day, this is 3 days right here when it traded at 145. As you can see, it dipped past the 145 and came right back up. There's a little bit of resistance right here. More resistance down here, but that means in order for it to get down to this resistance, it would have to lose and get past the 200-day rolling average. And it's getting really low in the RSI index. You're going to notice that everything is low in the RSI index. People are trading out of their positions when the strength of it doesn't really warrant it. And this spike right here, way above. That was some very loose, very, very loose market analysis on what's happening right now with those three big coins, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. I suggest many of you to jump onto YouTube and type in things like MACD tutorial or Bollinger Bands tutorial or Elliott Waves tutorial or Fibonacci line tutorial and start digging into those types of market analysis. There are some great teachers out there who are very good at explaining those types of market concepts in a 10, 15, 20-minute video. And then there are some professors out there who have 1.5 hour long lectures you can watch on 2 times playback. I don't know who does that. I've never done that. Sarcasm. That can teach you on these things and give you a basic understanding. Maybe not the best understanding, because the best understanding comes with use and practice and experience of applying the principles, but at least getting an understanding of what people are talking about when they mention MACD, when they mention Elliott Waves, when they mention Fibonacci retracement, when they mention Bollinger Bands. Why did I bring this to your attention? Just showing you that things are unnaturally low using that technology, using those techniques. Things are unnaturally low, and this is a great time to buy in. Bitcoin might get down to that $8,000 range. Could be a great time to buy in. Litecoin might get down a little bit further, and Ethereum has even further to drop. Might be a great time to buy into this stuff, guys, because as you saw, every time that stuff dropped, there was a rise afterwards in the next month. And as always, thank you very much for watching.